they're gonna flood their basements.
You're disgusting.
I'm about to flood that basement.
You're absolutely repulsive.
Hey, I'm just quoting Ginger Minge here.
Hi.
Stop, world, stop. Carry on.
Okay, welcome back to Fruity Cereal. Kevin's keeping it short and sweet today.
Yeah, well, I said something else before, and you were revolted.
Yeah, no, I decided I don't want to be your friend anymore.
Connor, damn, I only have 2 other ones.
Is it your sister and your brother-in-law?
No.
Okay. I was like, oh no, this is going to get real sad, isn't it? Welcome back to Fruity Cereal. Oh my God.
Welcome back.
Kevin, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Are you?
Yeah, let's say that.
I have to ask you, did you start building the Lego Bowser set I got you for your birthday?
No, I still haven't. I don't have room for it.
I want to build it, Kevin. Send it back to me.
Well, you should have bought it for yourself and then built.
I don't. You think I have room in here?
That's true. That's true. But yeah,
I made an entire TikTok explaining that I don't have room for any more collectibles. I'm completely out, but yeah, I do. I love that Lego Bowser. It's so cool.
Okay, well, I will build it. It's just, I just need a little time to like straighten out my room and stuff.
Fair enough. But anyway, this is. Oh my God, today was a weird day. Can I tell you what happened at work today?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm not going to violate HIPAA law like I've done in the past, but the place that I work, it is a pharmacy. We got a call from someone.
Connor, you said where you worked last week.
I know, but I'm trying to pretend I didn't say it. But
okay,
I work at a pharmacy. Oh God, excuse me. That was disgusting. I apologize.
Better out than in, I always say.
That was not Scottish. That was a hate crime.
I know. I can't do Scottish. I can't do Scottish, which is tragic because I do have Scottish heritage. I should be able to.
You're making a lot of Shrek content on TikTok, by the way. Like McFarlane
Toys. It's getting me views. I don't know what to tell you. It's getting me views.
Oh God. Anyway, yeah, no, somebody called up my pharmacy today and said that we shorted them 60 tablets of a controlled substance, which that's a big problem, right? Like it's like oxycodone, and they're like, oh yeah, I was supposed to get 120 and you only gave me 60. I'm gonna come in tomorrow for the other 60. And we explained to him that, like, you know when we do controlled substances, we double count it, the pharmacist double counts it, so there's very little chance that 3 people in total miscounted a controlled substance. He said, okay, just be advised, I'm going to be there tomorrow morning and I expect to get my oxy. So now we're opening the pharmacy with extra precautions tomorrow. And I'm thinking maybe we'll have the police. I don't look forward to going to work tomorrow, but I also do because my pharmacist will throw down with this fucker.
Oh, okay.
She's a badass. I love her. Oh, mug of the day. I forgot to show. My little WandaVision mug.
WandaVision,
and it's all in grayscale.
It's all in grayscale. You know, Wanda was not in Quantumania, and therefore it's not a good movie.
Therefore, it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh God, how was it? You actually saw it, I'm assuming, right?
I did. I finally got around to seeing it. It's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a fine sci-fi movie.
Oh, fair enough. I also forgot.
I feel like this movie's not gonna be essential viewing for future MCU movies, which is wild because you think it would be because it's like all building up Kang, but like without giving too much away, it's like not really.
Oh dang.
Anyway, what day is it today?
Kevin, today is White Chocolate Cheesecake Day.
That's so flippin' specific. I don't know.
Not Cheesecake Day. White Chocolate Cheesecake Day. Hey, the day we're recording this, it's Banana Cream Pie Day. So, like,
damn.
Yeah,
That
this is just like a
calendar
week
just
of desserts, I guess.
a week of desserts. Wow, our tummies are gonna go boom.
That was weird. Don't do that again.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway, so I guess I should start with my news segment. Sounds gay. I'm in.
delightful.
We should get like a soundboard.
That's way too much work. I'm
That's
already
what-
exhausted with the bare minimum I'm throwing your way.
Okay. So, first story is Everything Everywhere All at Once wins 4 SAG Awards, the most for any film in the show's history.
That is actually incredible.
Yes. Everything Everywhere All at Once triumphed at the SAG Awards on Sunday, February 26th, cementing its place as the frontrunner for the upcoming Academy Awards in the process.
Did you say funt?
No, I said frontrunner.
Okay.
The Daniels' queer sci-fi epic, which follows a Chinese immigrant, played by Michelle Yeoh, as she connects with parallel universe versions of herself to save the multiverse, won 4 awards, the most for any film in the SAG Awards history. Yao triumphed over Viola Davis, Ana de Armas, Danielle Deadwire, and current frontrunner Kate Blanchett for Best Actress. While Ki Hui Kwan took home Best Supporting Actor. They historically became the first Asian actors to win in individual categories. Elsewhere, Jamie Lee Curtis beat out Angela Bassett, Hong Chow, Carrie Condon, and her Everything Everywhere All at Once co-star Stephanie Hsu for Best Supporting Actress. The film also won Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture, which is widely considered as the ceremony's most prestigious award due to the absence of a Best Film category.
Oh, there was no Best Film?
I guess there isn't in the SAG Awards?
I did not know that. Okay. Again,
Well,
I don't really watch that many award shows.
Well, I guess because, it's like, it's the Screen Actors Guild, so I guess,
yeah, okay.
it's mainly about the actors.
Makes sense. But that's really great. Michelle Yeoh, congratulations. I can't wait to see you in the Wicked movies.
Michelle, I loved you from the start.
Oh, Lord. And it sounds like Jamie Lee Curtis did the thing if she beat out Angela Bassett.
Oh my God. Well, Jamie Lee is all of us.
Okay. Did we go into depth about what the fuck that was by Ariana DeBose?
No.
It's been memed,
no, I referenced it and you shut me down. You were like, Kevin, that's a dead meme.
It's a dead meme already, but what exactly was it? It was her celebrating women in film, which is a phenomenal thing, but were people memeing it because it was cringy? Was it what was the joke here?
I mean, yeah, it was cringy, but also it's just it's campy, it's funny. I don't know. Just the phrase Angela Bassett did the thing. that was
people looped it. I didn't even know the whole song. I just kept seeing Angela Bassett did the thing on my TikTok.
You didn't see the whole song?
No.
Well, actually, I haven't seen the whole song either. I've just seen the
chorus, so to speak.
The one about the women. Because before she also had a little verse about all the newcomers, best introductory actor or something like that. And this was for the BAFTAs too.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess Angela Bassett did the thing.
Okay.
Speaking of the NAACP Image Awards, Gabriel Union and Dwyane Wade deliver powerful speech on Black trans equality at the NAACP Image Awards. Okay. Gabriel Union and Dwyane Wade passionately called for a new era of activism for the Black trans community at the 2023 NAACP Image Awards. On Saturday, February 25th, the couple were honored with the prestigious President's Award for their continuous LGBTQ+ activism and unwavering support of their daughter, Zaya, who came out as transgender in 2020. Wade began the speech with a tribute to his daughter, who legally changed her name to Zaya Malaki Araimas Wade one day before the ceremony, saying, "All I've wanted to do as a father was to get it right. As a father, my job isn't to create a version of myself or direct your future. My role is to be a facilitator to your hopes, your wishes, and your dreams. Zaya, you've made me a better human by just simply being who you were born to be. A baby girl, Zaya Wade."
Oh,
he
that's
said.
so sweet.
Union then used her time on stage to demand a new era of activism for the lives of Black trans people, fervidly asking the crowd and viewers at home, "We will fight for some. Will we fight for some, or will we fight for all of our people?"
That is actually amazing. Thank you for that.
That is great. We love it.
That's very sweet. And it's like, I don't want to like come out and be like, oh, they deserve praise for like, supporting their trans daughter. It's like, that's the bare fucking minimum. Like,
Right. But for them to do that on such like a public, on such a public platform,
Yeah, absolutely. That's very nice.
I think is, it is great.
Mhm.
So next bit of news, gays don't panic. Oscar Isaac wants to be a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Who is Oscar Isaac?
Oh my fucking God, Connor.
No, the name sounds familiar. I just can't remember the face. Oscar Isaac.
He's the pilot in Star Wars, the new Star Wars movies.
The pilot.
He's
Not
Moon Knight.
Finn.
No, the other one.
The white one.
Well, he's not white, he's Latino, but
the pale one.
yes.
Okay.
Finn isn't a pilot. Finn's a former
stormtrooper, but he piloted some spacecrafts.
Yeah, not really.
What's the other guy's name in the movie?
Poe Dameron.
Oh, that was it. Poe Dameron. There we go.
Yes, he's Poe Dameron in Star Wars, and he's also Moon Knight.
Okay, still didn't see it.
And he was also Timothée Chalamet's father in Dune.
Still didn't see that, and probably won't. But okay, cool.
You haven't seen a lot of movies.
I don't want to see a lot of movies. There's a difference there.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, actor Oscar Isaac has once again expressed an interest in guest judging on RuPaul's Drag Race. As RuPaul Drag Race domination continues, Isaac has put his name in the hat to guest judge on a future season of the series. During a recent interview with Page Six, the Moon Knight star was encouraged to put out feelers with the show's producers to appear on the show. In response, Isaac replied, "Well, this is a feeler now." In addition to his guest judge dreams, the beloved talent opened up about his favorite queen from the series. "Oh man, oh Willow Pill. She won season 14. She was so great. That's a really hard one. There's so many. There are so many. I don't think I could pick," he explained.
Oh, wow.
And this isn't the first time that Isaac has expressed an interest in appearing on Drag Race.
That's wow. I mean,
girl, all those
you gotta see that coming. Like, it's like when you discover that Hugh Jackman is actually like a song and dance man on Broadway and he's also Wolverine.
Yeah.
So to see Poe Dameron being like, "Oh, I'm super into Drag Race."
Well, Daisy Ridley was a guest judge on Drag Race.
I did know that. Yes. Well, I saw that coming because she's like amazing.
Well, I mean, did you know that she was a fan of Drag Race? Because I didn't. Maybe I would have if, she had social media, but she doesn't because all the Star Wars fans bullied her off of social media.
All of the toxic Star Wars fans, Kevin.
Yes.
I know plenty of pleasant Star Wars fans.
Yes, there are pleasant Star Wars fans, but like there is definitely a problem with that community.
Oh, 100%. It's no matter what they get, they're never happy.
Absolutely. I've noticed a lot of people have been like trashing on Star Wars fans recently. Did you hear anything about like I haven't seen The Mandalorian yet, the latest episode of The Mandalorian, because I know it just premiered its 3rd season.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet. Is it bad or something? Are people saying it's bad?
I haven't heard anything myself. The only thing that I'm hearing people talk about is The Mandalorian and Grogu made a face character debut at Disney World.
That's it?
That's all I know. I haven't heard anybody talking about the show yet, though.
Okay. Because I don't know. I'm just seeing on Twitter, like a lot of people are like, "Oh, Star Wars is ruined. Star Wars is bad. The only good thing to come out of Star Wars in the past like 10 years is Andor." Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, what about the other seasons of The Mandalorian? I thought that we all liked those. I don't know, whatever.
People can retcon their own happiness.
Also, The Bad Batch is killing it right now. The animated series, The Bad Batch, this season of that show is killing it. Nice. Did you know that Wanda Sykes is in it?
Yes, I did. She's in everything.
That's true. That's true. But it's just to hear Wanda Sykes' voice in a Star Wars project is like, okay.
I heard Wanda Sykes' voice in a DC project. That was another thing entirely.
Yes, but that was a comedy show, though.
I guess.
Yes. There's a lot of. Anyway, so yeah, Oscar Isaac. Maybe one day he will be a guest judge on Drag Race, and
It
oh my
seems
god,
possible.
when he does, them girls, they're gonna flood their basements.
You're disgusting.
I'm about to flood that basement.
You're absolutely repulsive.
Hey, I'm just quoting Ginger Minge here.
Oh god, ew.
Okay, so next story. The Last of Us. Storm Reid tells homophobic trolls to get your priorities straight. Storm Reid has joined her The Last of Us co-star Bella Ramsey in denouncing the show's anti-LGBTQ plus viewers. It's just
Okay.
Why are they like? Why are y'all still watching this show if y'all hate gay people?
They just love the idea of like watching something that makes them angry. It's like, have you ever hate watched a movie? Like you're gonna have a terrible time. You're gonna scream at the TV, and you watch it anyway.
Yeah, I have.
I did that with The Secret of Moonacre. I think I talked about this on my TikTok.
I think so, yeah.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
No, wait, you taled about it here on this podcast.
Did I? I can't remember.
I think you did, yeah.
But I watched it the first time. It sucked.
This movie I have never heard of.
Nobody has. But yeah, no, I watched it the first time. I hated it, and my roommate was like devastated. She's like, "It's the greatest movie of all time," and I was like, "Okay, let me try and watch it again, like to give it an honest chance." Hated it even more. So then the third time I watched it, I was like, I fucking hate this movie, and I watched it with the intent of being angry, and that's why a lot of people are watching The Last of Us, because they know they're gonna get pissed off. It's also like why people watch Glee after season 3.
That's also why a lot of people are watching Velma.
Yes, there we go. Hate watching is a real thing.
Yeah, it is. And
but when it's trying with the goal of like denouncing an entire like community of people, that's where you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
totally. I was about to say when I worked at nondescript movie theater, and I got to see movies for free. I was watching like awful movies all the time.
Yeah, of course.
I saw Show Dogs twice.
What is Show Dogs?
Oh, I gotta talk about Show Dogs at one point. No. It's this terrible movie. That trend of like live action dog movies where they animate the lips to make them talk.
Oh, like Beverly Hills Chihuahua?
Yeah. Well, in 2018, someone decided to bring that back for Show Dogs.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a show about an undercover cop dog doing a dog show with Will Arnett. Will Arnett is playing a human. The dog is played by Ludacris. It's RuPaul plays a dog in this movie. It's so stupid. It's so bad. But the reason I saw it twice is because there was a scene that got censored in later releases.
Okay.
Because there were implications of grooming, like child grooming.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was
just the poster looks awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
you can't see that, but like.
And I saw that the same day that I saw Hereditary too. And guess which movie scared me more?
What a contrast! Holy shit!
Yeah, there was so there was like a scene where like they were basically telling the cop dog like you got to go to your happy place when because in dog shows they do the part where they inspect the dog and they got to check the dog's genitals.
Yeah,
they were like you have to go to your happy place when they do that. So yeah, they cut that scene out. Well, not really. They just cut out the happy place fantasy sequence. They did like a fantasy sequence that was like a parody / homage to Dirty Dancing. It was so weird. It was so bizarre. That's what they cut out. But they still kept the line about going to the happy place. So yeah, it's a fucked up movie. It's a bad fucked up movie. Although I will say I did see a trailer for this upcoming movie called Strays, and that's pretty much this genre of movie, but for grown-ups. Like it's like about an abused dog who gets revenge on their owner.
Love it.
But it's a comedy, and the dog is played by Will Ferrell. I was about to say Will Arnett again. I was like, Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. It looks funny.
Okay, and when is that one supposed to come out? 2023?
Well, yeah, this year. I think it comes out in August, maybe. No, probably sooner than
Okay.
that. Probably sooner. I'm not remember exactly, but yeah,
Yeah.
that movie looks funny because it looks like a parody of like these types of movies.
Fair enough. Do you have another segment? Because I want to talk more about movies.
Okay, well, I do have a few more stories.
Okay.
Yes, we kind of digressed a bit.
Yes.
Okay, so MMA fighters offer to protect drag brunch from right-wing protesters in the U.S.
I love that. Okay.
I'm surprised. Have you heard this story before? Have you heard this story? I'm surprised. I've seen it all over social media, people sharing it. A group of MMA fighters offered to act as security for a drag brunch in West Virginia after a number of threats result in its cancellation. The show was due to be held at the Primantis Bros restaurant in the area of Wheeling. Through promoters SNS Productions announced it would not go ahead as planned on February 10th. We were so incredibly excited to bring you a fabulous brunch in Wheeling, West Virginia, it said on a Facebook statement on February 3rd. Unfortunately, due to the amount of threats toward Primantis, the entertainers, and sometimes even patrons, we've decided for the safety of everyone involved to cancel the event. We couldn't wait to party with you all, support the local LGBTQIA plus community, and show that a little glitter never hurt anyone. In response to the post, Ohio Valley MMA owner Johnny Haught offered the support of he and some of his fighters to work the event if it gets rescheduled. I'm sure we can make sure the event stays safe, he added.
That's amazing.
So this is amazing. I love this story. This is awesome.
That's so sweet. I love the idea of like this, like, you know, community building thing coming together.
It is.
It's really
yeah,
sweet.
and these big tough MMA fighters are going to protect our drag queens. Like, yay, we love it. Like, see, this is non-toxic masculinity.
Absolutely.
This is healthy masculinity.
Saying
this is what's the opposite of toxic? This is
healing.
This is healing masculinity. Yes, healing masculinity. That is what this is.
Absolutely love it. That part.
Yes, we love it. That part. But unfortunately, we have a worse story.
Here we go.
Florida proposes bill that would effectively ban using trans plus students' preferred pronouns and name and pronouns in school.
I did hear about this, yeah.
Yes, lawmakers in Florida, of course it's Florida, have proposed a bill that would see using trans plus students' preferred name and pronouns effectively banned in schools. Filed on February 28th, House Bill HB 1223 would expand on the state's Don't Say Gay legislation, officially known as the Parental Rights in Education Law, and seeks to define sex as the binary division of individuals based upon reproductive function. Public employees would be restricted from referring to their pupils with names and pronouns that do not correspond with what they were assigned at birth, which would force teachers to misgender trans and non-binary students.
Here's the thing. I can only speak for myself and for, like, you know, the people that I know that grew up with this. There's always going to be the cool teacher in the school. You know, like, there's that teacher that you go and maybe hang out in their classroom during your lunch period and they're like fun to talk to and whatever. There's going to be the teacher that breaks the rules. There's going to be the teacher that are like,
oh yeah,
I will respect you as you are. I will address you how you wish me to. However, in the state that we're in, I'm going to have to be a little, like, you know, not nice to you in public. And that's going to be extremely damaging for these kids, obviously. So I sincerely hope that this gets overturned as soon as fucking possible.
Yes.
But, like, as long as this is why I love teachers so much. For the ones that are there because they care about kids and because they want the kids to succeed, I believe that the kids will have safe space as long as we have those type of teachers.
Mm-hmm.
But these teachers they're fucking exhausted. They're not getting paid nearly enough. They're not being respected as people. And the kids are in danger on multiple sides because of this legislation, and the teachers are not.
Yeah, and the part where it says based on reproductive functions, it's like, you know, Y'all are accusing us of being groomers, and yet you guys are the ones that are obsessed with kids' genitals.
Absolutely. And the only way to let the kids make sense of this is to talk to them at like a very, very young age and be like, okay, so your teacher is not allowed to talk to you about your penis or your vagina, but, and then you're going to have to go into details about reproductive function super early, much earlier than what we're doing right
you guys
now.
are the ones that are making them like have to talk about these kinds of things early. Like, we're just like, hey, if you want to be called this, sure, we'll call you this. Or, if you like boys, like if you're a boy who likes boy or a girl who likes girls, like that's okay.
Even
like
that, don't just leave the kids alone. Leave them the fuck alone. Like if they want to be called, whatever, let them do it. If they want to be,
yeah, like our teachers not even allowed to call kids by nicknames anymore?
probably not. This
Like
legislation is so specific and yet so broad.
Like if a kid's name is William but prefers to be called Billy, is the teacher not allowed to call them Billy?
I'm willing to bet no. Malicious compliance.
Or like if everyone in the school knows a kid as Skips, like is the teacher not allowed to call the kid Skips?
I don't care who you are. I will not call you Skips. So
okay. I was just thinking of a random nickname.
That's a terrible name, Kevin.
It's a cute nickname.
Skips.
Yeah, Skips. Like from regular show. Skips. The big Yeti guy from regular show.
Absolutely not, Kevin. Please, no.
Connor, don't tell me you don't watch regular show.
I don't watch regular show because I'm not a stoner.
Oh, right.
There we go. End of discussion.
All right. So last story to lighten things up a little bit. Okay. Kylie and Dannii Minogue stun at Sydney World Pride 2023.
They did what at World Pride?
Sorry, they stun at Sydney World Pride.
Oh, okay.
I
thought you said they were stoned. I was like,
I mean, they might have been. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, that's. I mean, good for them if they were.
Sure.
Sisters are doing it for themselves. World Pride is currently happening in Sydney, and Aussie icon Kylie Minogue kicked off the festivities with an opening night concert that featured an extra special guest. The pop princess performed hits like Slow and Spinning Around, and then she announced a little surprise and brought out her sister, Dannii Minogue, to help her close out the show with an electrifying, euphoric rendition of All the Lovers. It has been 8 years since the Minogue sisters have shared the stage. In the classic words of Kylie, wow, happy World Pride.
Okay, I wouldn't call those words classic, but all right.
Well, Connor, at least, they're not telling them you're too fat to be at the parade.
I mean, the bar's on the floor at this point, but like, did I ever tell you about something that actually happened to me when I tried going to a parade?
Did that actually happen to you?
I went to Manhattan Pride Parade, like on a whim. I had like a burst of serotonin and I was like, I'm going to go to Pride Parade. I went to the parade and I was amongst this crowd of like shirtless twinks as, they come out of the woodwork.
What year was this?
This was 2013. No, it was 2012. It was the same year Carrie was off Broadway. But yeah, I was in the city and somebody made a comment being like, oh my God, what the fuck is he doing here? And I was just like, who are they? And I'm looking around like, oh my God, who are they talking about? Looking right at me. Two like shirtless twinks being like, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go home now.
You know what? Those two twinks are probably the same people on Twitter being like, how dare you fat shame Sam Smith? You're all awful.
Yeah.
They probably are. Because they probably are like that now. And, they probably have like zero self-reflection, zero self-awareness. Because like I've noticed that a lot of like
also,
gay
this was 10 years ago, so they're probably bald now.
That's true. They probably are.
Probably bald.
Probably bald. Yep. All right. Well, that concludes my segment of Sounds Gay. I am in. Now I'm out.
Not as many sad stories this week. Thank you for that. That was.
Well, I mean, there was one really sad story, but
I mean, one really sad one, but like there was one week where you just did like 3 in a row, and I was like,
I know, yeah, I know. Like,
just like I need a drink. Oh God.
You need a drink, but you're not a stoner.
Yeah, exactly. I want to talk to you about movies. That was I was like holding it in my brain
Okay,
because
well, we can talk about movies.
literally earlier today I asked you, Disney just released a trailer for their new Haunted Mansion.
Yes, and I did see that.
Is it a remake? What are we calling this?
I guess it's well, I don't know if I'd say it's a remake
Because I don't think it follows the plot of the original movie, God
it
willing.
probably won't. I don't
But
think it is. It doesn't look like it.
it was, first of all, I knew that this movie was coming, but I didn't think it was coming this year. I also didn't think it was coming this soon. It's coming out July of this year.
July? Really?
Yeah, I think July.
Not October?
No, July.
Why wouldn't Disney release this in October for Halloween or September or late September?
I think that they're thinking they're doing the same thing that they did with Hocus Pocus back in 1993. They're like, oh, we'll release it in the summer and it'll become a cult classic. I don't know. I don't think so. But
okay,
yeah.
but Hocus Pocus didn't become a cult classic until years after it came out.
Exactly. Here's the thing. I thought about this long and hard, and I think that Disney is banking on nostalgia factor for a lot of their releases.
Oh well, of course they've been doing that since freaking since 2014. They've been banking on nostalgia.
Oh, no, but like I'm talking about like they're planning in advance. Like my perfect example, I think, is with Strange World, which just came out last year, had no marketing, bombed at the box office, and now they're banking on 10 years from now, kids being like, oh my God, remember that super underrated flop Disney movie? It's the greatest movie of all time. And they're banking on people being nostalgic for this not great movie. And
I don't know.
Have, merchandising.
I don't
kind of like how Atlantis and Pocahontas have kind of a following.
I don't think that's what's happening here, Connor. I don't think that Disney would want late money like that. I think Disney wants their money and they want it now.
They absolutely do, but they're also they've got their fingers in a couple of different pies, so to speak.
Of course.
We've got the successes, we've got the mid tiers, and then we've got the flops that are going to generate money in the years to come. So they've always got income coming in.
Right. Well, I still think it's
got 7 releases a year.
Well, I still think it's stupid that they're releasing this movie in July and not fall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not in the fall, not in September.
Do they have a Halloween movie in the back, ready to come out in October? Because last year was Hocus Pocus 2. That's what everybody was expecting.
Yeah.
Do they have a Halloween movie coming for this year?
I don't.
Because this is the only thing I can think of.
Not that I know of. I feel like this would have been a perfect Halloween release because, it's very on brand. Disney's always, bringing up the Haunted Mansion every Halloween. I mean, in the year before they had that in 2020 or 2021 the Muppets Haunted Mansion special.
What did you think of that? Because I thought it was really good.
It was all right. It was.
You know what it was? I was so starved for good Muppet content. I just took whatever scraps they threw at me. I missed the dynamic of Gonzo and Rizzo. So Gonzo and Pepe were and it didn't give me the same vibes that I was looking for, but it was still good.
Well, did you watch Muppets Now on Disney Plus?
No, I did not.
Well, clearly you're not that starved for Muppets content.
I watched a couple of episodes, but then I fell off and I was doing whatever else I was watching at the time. It was probably WandaVision, but because I think there was at the same time, wasn't it?
Maybe. I don't know.
I can't remember. But with this new Haunted Mansion trailer, what were your thoughts? Because the way I saw the trailer, this looks like a legit horror movie in my eyes.
I think they are kind of going for that. I think they are going for PG horror. Maybe PG-13. Well, maybe they might push a PG-13 rating on this.
Well, you want to know something? With the original Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy, that movie, I maintain, you're always so thinking with anything with a Disney label, it's going to be family friendly, Snow White and whatever. But the freaking Eddie Murphy movie was horrifying. The zombies in the underwater crypt.
I mean, yeah, but but the movie was mainly a comedy, though.
It absolutely was, but the scary parts were legitimately horrifying. There was dead bodies obviously was one thing, but they appealed to arachnophobia with that one kid. Oh God, there was just a lot in that movie that was actually legitimately horrifying.
I mean, I don't know if you say so.
Okay, but this new one with the trailer, You saw a lot of the like iconic characters that you know from the Disney ride.
Yes,
Like,
you saw the Hatbox Ghost, right?
I saw the Hatbox Ghost, which I
Yes.
absolutely love.
The Hatbox Ghost, the Bride.
The Bride is my favorite, and I do have a
Yeah, why the fuck wasn't the Bride in the Eddie Murphy movie?
The Bride was his wife. That was the thing. Like the
Bride is supposed to be. But the Bride is supposed to be like a bad guy who like kills people.
Well, at this time she wasn't. At this time she was just the beating heart bride in the attic. She was like, you know.
Oh wait, they changed it? Wait, she was. Wait.
The lore of the Bride changed throughout the years of the ride's existence. Like when the ride first opened, she was just in the attic. She was just like, you know, a bride that never got to her wedding day. She's sitting up there holding her bouquet and her candle, and her heart is beating, and she's like looking for her husband. That was the lore that they used for the Eddie Murphy version. Okay. After the Haunted Mansion Eddie Murphy movie came out, then they changed her to be the Black Widow bride that we know her in the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World today.
Oh, they changed it that late? I did.
Yeah,
because I do remember. I do have vague memories of like the Bride just having like a beating heart. Like,
yeah, I believe Constance Hatchaway, the new bride, went in 2006, and she stayed the same since then. When did the Eddie Murphy movie come out? 2004.
I think so. I think it was 2003 or 2004.
How far after 9/11 was it? That's how I use that as like my time card for when movies came out. Like how long after 9/11 or before?
Or before. Yeah, because that's actually kind of funny you brought that up because
9/11's funny now?
No! I didn't say 9/11 is no.
That was actually really funny you brought that up. This is your Diana moment.
Okay, that wasn't as bad as your Diana moment. That was not as bad as that.
Continue, please.
So last week, I was watching the American Godzilla movie with my mom. You know, the one with known manslaughterer
Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick, yes.
That's a lot of fish, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I was just like watching, like seeing all these buildings get destroyed in the movie. It's like, yeah, that you can tell just by watching this movie that it was made before 9/11.
I get that. I do get that. Oh no.
Like there were like the military was like destroying buildings on accident, like missing Godzilla and shooting buildings, and it was played off as a joke.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Oh man. It's just from like a like, you know, a movie buff mindset. It's interesting to see how sensibilities change after like a major world event like that.
Yeah, like compare this movie to like War of the Worlds, the 2005 movie with Tom Cruise, and it's like it's a world of a difference.
Oh man, I've never seen that. What is that? The one with Dakota Fanning?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't see that one either.
Right, but the point is though that like, you know, they were like whenever buildings were destroyed, like it was so heartbreaking and it was awful to see. Whereas all these movies before 9/11, when buildings were destroyed, it's like, oh yeah, it's like caveman brain.
I get that. Oh my goodness. But what were we talking about? Haunted Mansion? Are you going to see this movie?
Yeah, probably. I'm probably more likely to see this movie than I am that Peter Pan and Wendy movie.
I forgot that was even
the trailer for that.
I did not see the trailer for that.
Yeah, a lot of people are roasting it for the color grade, how bad Tinkerbell looks, like how bad like the special effects on her are.
Really? Okay, and this is another Disney movie, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I will have to.
Although my one note about this movie is it looks less racist than the original.
Wow. Okay, I'm into that.
Like you see Tiger Lily very briefly, and it looks like she is played by an actual Indigenous actress.
All right.
And she's not wearing incredibly offensive caricature outfits. I wonder if they're gonna make them like still make them Native Americans, or if they're just gonna make them like a fictional like native tribe to Neverland. Because I feel like that's like the best way to go about that.
Because obviously with the original text, it's like, you know, it is what it is, but that's like, you know, a racist time period. That is what it is.
And
But
it makes no fucking sense. Why
it
are
makes-
Native Americans in this fictional fantasy island?
it makes absolutely no fucking sense, but people love it for whatever goddamn reason.
Yeah.
But speaking of Peter Pan, there's a new, well, it's not a new show. Oops, sorry. Have you ever heard of the play That Goes Wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Connor, you showed me this.
I'm talking as if we have, Kevin, we're doing a podcast. Okay, go with this.
Okay, but
So-
you could still, but you don't have to lie to our listeners and
I'll lie right to their goddamn faces. Okay, you can't stop me. I worked a full shift at work today. I have no fear. Anyway, there's a show coming to Broadway called Peter Pan Goes Wrong.
Oh, it's coming to Broadway.
It is coming to Broadway. It's with the original London cast. So there's footage of like the Christmas pantomime that went on however many years ago. It's like a live show. That entire cast, I think, with the exception of the narrator played by Poirot. What's his name? Oh, what's his name? The guy who played Hercule Poirot. Anyway, it's coming to Broadway.
The guy who played him.
Who played Hercule Poirot. He played the narrator in Peter Pan Goes Wrong. And I can't remember his name. He's a famous British actor.
Kenneth Branagh?
No.
My arch nemesis?
No. The guy who originally played Poirot in the show in the British Broadcasting Center. Whatever.
Oh.
What's his name? I don't know. But the show is coming to Broadway for a limited run, and I desperately want to go. Kevin, you already missed out on seeing Bad Cinderella with me, which we'll get to in a minute. But I need you to come back to New York, please.
Connor, I would love to come back to New York. I would love to. I would absolutely adore to.
Just run away. Just walk. Just start walking. I'll see you in 3 months.
Connor, it's a 12-hour drive.
Kevin, if Dorothy can walk across the entire fucking country to the Emerald City, you can get yourself to Long Island, okay?
Okay, well, she had help. Connor,
how
big is Oz? Connor?
I don't know, but still, to walk to the center of the country,
it doesn't look that big.
Yeah, well, neither does Alaska until you see it next to Texas.
Yes, it does. Alaska looks huge.
Kevin, stop. Anyway, Kevin, I would like to talk about my hyperfixation of the week.
Okay.
Take a guess what it is, Kevin.
Is it okay, it's not Angela Bassett doing the thing.
No.
Is it Onika Burgers?
You have to explain that to me, but not on the podcast because I don't have enough time. No, Kevin, today I am talking entirely once again about Bad Cinderella. Oh. I know we talked about this in the past, but now I've seen the show and I have a lot of thoughts, Kevin. Holy shit.
Well, you talked about it last week too.
Very briefly, but now I have details and I need to bring them up to you. No restraint on spoilers because we know the story of Cinderella. Kevin, if you think that she's getting sent into Vietnam at the end of the show, you're wrong. There's no twist here. It's Cinderella. So yeah, I just want to talk about the night at the theater that I had. Okay. So let's start with this. I bought these tickets on the Rush website. There's rush.telecharge.com. You open the website up at 11 a.m. and it's there's Rush tickets available. Do you want them? Yes or no? I got $30 tickets and I got maybe the best seats in the house. I was row F, center of the theater. So I lucked out. I go to the theater super early because I want to be able to get in. I want to get some merch. I need my window card, obviously. I go to the theater and the first thing I do, I get my seat, I get my playbill, I take my little, the obligatory playbill in front of the stage photo for Instagram. Mm-hmm. I then go up to the bar. Okay, Kevin, when was the last time you bought a cocktail at a Broadway show?
I don't think I ever have actually.
Oh my God.
Because I think the last Broadway show I've ever been to was probably Once. You took me to see Once. I think that was the last in 2013. Oh my God, that was a decade ago. Yeah, I guess the last.
I know.
But to be fair, I've lived in Asheville, North Carolina for the last 6 years. 6 years, going on 7.
I know. But we had a great time at Once. That was a fantastic show. But the prices since then have definitely gone up. I got a what do they call it? It's a specialty cocktail, like they're themed to the show. I got a Cinder Peachy Ella, which is literally like peach schnapps, vodka, and like club soda. It wasn't fantastic. Mostly ice. Kevin, I want you to take a guess how much I spent on this fucking cocktail. Without the tip.
$27.
No.
$30?
31. $31 plus a $5 tip. I spent $36 on a cocktail that was mostly ice. And for what? I got a plastic cup that was not spill proof that is sitting in the cabinet in my pharmacy because I was like, I want to show this cup off for a couple of days because
At least you got a souvenir cup.
No, it's a plastic cup that I could get at the Dollar Tree. Okay, oh my god, I was so pissed. And then, like I said, it's mostly ice, so my drink is now gone. I've just got a cup of ice sitting between my legs for the entirety of Act 1 because it's gonna spill all over my fucking backpack. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Anyway, the show begins, and Kevin, when you're thinking of Bad Cinderella, you're thinking of like all the marketing. I've been sending you examples of their marketing for the past, year? Like, it's absolutely like they have marquees above the theater that have fake reviews on them because they're leaning whole hog into the fact that we know we're a bad show, so we're making fun of ourselves. They have fake reviews that say, better than the construction next door, quote from literally anybody. Then another quote that says, the line for the bathroom is still short. Like, they're having fun with it, which is hilarious. Getting into the show isn't as bad as they've like leaned into. It's not. Okay, so I went to see the show because I'm collecting flops, I'm collecting shows that aren't successful, that are on Broadway for a short amount of time. And my two favorite flops of all time are Carrie the Musical and probably now Diana. I've made that joke several times. And the difference between Bad Cinderella and these two, it's not as like grand theater, like Greek tragedy as Carrie, and it's not as like shockingly awful as Diana. It's just kind of, I don't know, not fun. It's kind of not fun. And I think that was the biggest sin of the whole thing because the show has maybe 3 great songs that you'll leave like humming to yourself out of like, I don't know, 20. Oh, first of all, the show opens with the worst song I've ever heard in my life. It's called, oh god, I gotta be honest, the show is in previews, so everything that I saw could feasibly change before they open in March or later this month. But the show opens with a song called Beauty Is Our Duty, and it's just disgusting. It's absolutely awful, and I hated it. But I was glad when Cinderella showed up. She does her little, title song. I had a great time with that.
I'm bad Cinderella, and I'm bad in Cinderella.
Sure. Yeah, Carolee Carmela plays the stepmother. She and the queen have like an Abbott and Costello type dynamic, and they are just chewing scenery, and they are so fucking funny. I kind of wish we got more of them in the show. There's an entire song and dance number of just himbos, and the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, where the fuck is Kevin? Why is Kevin not here? This is right up his alley.
Kevin is broke in North Carolina.
Oh, I know, but you got the slime tutorials. We'll find one for you. But just oiled up shirtless men gyrating, doing workouts, and I'm like, this is right up your alley. So I missed you.
It probably would have been. You're right. Absolutely. But tragically, my parents decided, hey, we want to live in this bumblefuck town in the middle of nowhere in 2016. So, here I am.
Kevin, it's my show. Or my segment.
Yes.
Oops. Sorry.
Yes, sorry, just venting a little bit.
Yes, you are. So yeah, no, the show is delightfully forgettable. I am glad I got to see it. But the one thing that I absolutely loved about the show was towards the end of, the second act, whatever, there's a big twist. I told you there was no twist. There actually is one. Prince Charming is not a character in the show until the end. Like, they've made you believe that, Prince Charming died, so now his younger brother Sebastian has to take over the throne. Prince Charming shows up. He hasn't been in the show at all up until then. That's like the best gig of all time. Sit on your ass for a majority of the show, show up at the last minute, take your shirt off, flex, get paid. Like, I was like, this guy's living the dream. Anyway.
He takes his shirt off and flexes?
Yes, that's like his entire personality character is that I'm Prince Charming, I'm handsome, I'm buff, here's my pecs. And it's great. So then he saves the day. He's like, my brother Sebastian isn't going to have to get married. I'm going to give you guys a royal wedding. I'm going to get married. Here's my true love. And it's a guy.
Woo.
Kevin, that's the twist. Prince Charming shows up.
I'm pretty sure you told me about this twist, that the prince
I thought they were going to change it. I thought, because that was another thing I wanted to see the show for, like the difference between what they did in London and what they did now. Absolutely fucking nothing is different about the show from the London version, except for the costumes and a couple of like key lines here and there, like, you know, British phrases and whatever. Like nobody's using the phrase tosser in, you know, America. So they'll change that shit, but it's more or less the same fucking show. Not that much is different. I don't regret seeing the show at all. I might even go see it again. Again, it was fun, but it wasn't like the campy, schlocky, you know, dumpster fire that they're making you believe that you're getting into, you know? Well, which I think is the biggest crime.
Well, I would love to see that show for that himbo number and to maybe like meet some of them at the door afterwards.
That was another thing. I did get to see so many of them at the stage door. The guy who played Prince Sebastian was a peach and a half. I mean, absolutely sweet as hell.
A peach and a half?
Yes. His name is Jason Dobson. I had like maybe a good like 2-minute conversation with him. And I told him, like, you know, I know you're exhausted. This kid is a fucking athlete. I mean, he is singing like gorgeous operatic numbers. He's dancing his little heart out, and he's still talking to people at the stage door. I'm like, you must want to go home. And he's like, no, I can always have time to talk to y'all. And I was like, okay, you're very sweet. And then I met Lady Janae, who played Cinderella. I believe that literally that day she received an award from the Dominican Republic in like recognition for excellence in acting. And I was like, hey, I saw you got this award. And she was like, so like, oh my God, thank you. Carolee Carmelo, also super sweet. But I also met Cameron, who played Prince Charming. When I tell you the fan reaction of the stage when he came out was, oh my God, screaming. Like you would have thought it was like, I don't know, who's a popular celebrity? Justin Bieber? I don't fucking know.
But, not really. Not so much anymore. Let's say Harry Styles.
Harry Styles. It was like that kind of reaction, like screaming, and several of the actors, like two of the stepsisters, like I wanted to meet them, but they put Cameron out there first because they saw that he would generate reaction, and they snuck out behind him so they wouldn't get caught. And I was like, that's actually really smart. Okay. They're like, we want to go home. We're just going to zip behind him while he's getting all the attention. Yeah. So that was really cool. But yeah, I would say I would recommend the show for anybody that has a couple extra bucks to burn. You're not getting Carrie. You're not getting Diana. You're just having a fun night out.
Okay, that's a pretty good
review.
Not
buy a $31 cocktail.
That's a good review too. Do not buy a $31 cocktail.
Ever.
Yeah, that's just in general. Don't do that.
Also, the merch was really boring. Like there were t-shirts with the logo, a sweatshirt for $70, not even a hoodie, a sweatshirt with like a pullover for $70, a tote bag that looks like it had an iron-on transfer, a compact mirror, and a keychain with like a little like silver shoe on it. And I was like, I could pick that silver shoe up at like Dollar Tree. Like, get the fuck out of here. I did get a magnet though. That's on my fridge.
No Funko Pops?
No Funko Pops for Bad Cinderella. That was actually something I wanted to talk about. Like, let me digress for a minute. Funko Pops has a line of Broadway Funko Pops, which I have been waiting for. The only characters in this line are fucking Hamilton. Don't call it Funko Broadway when it's just one show.
Not even Wicked?
Not even Wicked. It's
not even
just
Wicked or Phantom?
Phantom?
Cats?
No! Don't call it Funko Broadway if you're just doing Hamilton. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Fuck out of here.
One more thing before I forget. Funko Pops made me think of another thing. Okay, so you know this game that I follow, Dead by Daylight, right? I've been talking about it for like 100 years. They had a deal with Funko to do Funko Pops. They recently announced, hey, that deal's not coming to see the light of day. Funko Pops are dead in the water. I was really depressed about that. But then they made an announcement today. Dead by Daylight was sold their film rights. So there's going to be a Dead by Daylight movie, most likely based on the original characters. And they're not going to have like, Michael Myers or anything. But like, I was really excited about that. Because
Okay.
then that gives them the chance to make a scare zone for Halloween Horror Nights, which is really my end game here.
Well, I mean, they Halloween Horror Nights could probably do that anyway.
They absolutely could, but like I feel like there's no sense of legitimacy to it unless it's a film. They barely got away with it with the Crypt TV scare zone, which I absolutely loved.
I see. Yeah. Did you see
Anyway.
that? Did you see that someone made a mod of Terry Joe in Dead by Daylight?
I did see that. You shared it on Twitter. And she came with her own perks too.
Yes.
I was like, you know, we still don't have Brenda Meeks in Dead by Daylight, so the game is far from finished and far from perfect.
Yes.
Oh goodness.
In there.
But that was all in all my bad Cinderella. That was my hyperfixation of the week.
That was hyperfixation.
Before I go, I just wanted to say congratulations to my friends Lauren and Vasily. The same day I saw Bad Cinderella, Lauren gave birth to a beautiful, healthy baby boy named Steven. So welcome to the world, Steven. Can I tell you this kid's full name is like, it's more of a title than a name. This is the most badass thing I've ever. His name is Stephen Wolfgang Kuskatas.
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang. Ooh. That was like her grandfather's name. And I was like, this is the most badass name you could have picked for this kid. And I love it. So yeah, but you should have seen me. Like I'm like texting Lauren's husband, Vasily. He's like, hey, Lauren's been in labor for like 30 hours. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to turn my phone off. I'm going into a theater, but I want to talk about babies. She was in labor for 42 hours, Kevin.
42 hours? God
damn. 42 hours.
Yikes.
Women are superheroes.
Yeah. Yikes.
Anyway, anything else you wanted to bring up before we say goodbye?
Not really. I think we're ready to wrap this episode up.
I know I am. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been one hell of a week. God knows. We will see you most likely next Monday at 7 p.m. unless somebody drops a house on me.
Yes, and make sure to drop a like and drop a comment on this video, and make sure to subscribe to the Empty the Bench podcast network if you have not already.
We're making some leeway. We've got a couple of new followers. We're looking to get to that 1,000 mark. I want to get paid. Come on.
Come on. Let's smash that like. Smash that like.
Break it, please. If you would like to follow myself, you may do so at Connor K. Fitz across all social media. Oh, Connor K. Fitz 92 across all social medias.
And you can follow me anywhere at It's Kevin O'Lear, ITSKEVINOLEAR.
Fantastic.
And you can follow Fruity Cereal anywhere at Fruity Cereal. Fruity like the food and cereal like the number. We can't say killer yet.
Oh, God, you're
not yet. If Mariah Carey can wait for Christmas, we can wait for Halloween.
Kevin, you just hosed yourself because Mariah Carey can't wait for Christmas. I start hearing that shit in St. Patrick's Day. Anyway, sorry. On that fun note, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next Monday at 7 p.m. on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.